All right, so I did all my measurement. So just before you do any measurement or anything, you have to basically jack the bike up so that way the wheel is off the ground, so that way you have full extension, right? So once I had full extension, what I did was I actually measured the eye to eye. I think that's probably the easiest way to do it. Eye to eye. So on this bike, eye to eye is 350 millimeters. Right. Then I looked at the. Then basically what I did was I leveled out both sides of both shocks, so that way they were even. So I'm not sure if the previous owner adjusted the preload or not, but the shocks were actually, one side was a little bit more, had more preload than the other side did by about 2 millimeters. So anyway, so I I leveled them both out so that way they're they're both even. And how I did that was I measured with the bike fully extended, the bike up and the wheel able to spin freely in the back here. I basically just measured the length of the spring from here to here. So once this preload is even on both sides, that length, that measurement that you do should be the same. So that's how you know it's the same. So I did that. Once I got that down, both of them the same, then you could take the jack off. So my jack right here. Then you could take the jack off and let the bike drop. And let the bike drop. Then with your riding weight on the bike, measure the eye to eye again, and I did that, and that was really difficult. I had to really balance, and I'm not 100% sure if I'm 100% accurate, but I think I'm close enough. So again, I measured the eye to eye for since this eye to eye is 350 and the shock stroke here is 85. So I looked it up in the owner's manual. The owner's manual says that the shock stroke is 85 millimeters. So 85 millimeters, that's whatever it is. So 350. So for me to get about 30% of sag, what you have to do is once you have your preload set wherever it is, you just with your riding weight sitting on the bike and it compresses, then you measure eye to eye again with 30% sag. Again the extended length is 350 with 30% sag. The length eye to eye should be 325. That's with the 85 shock stroke. So basically, 325 difference between 325 and 350 is 25 millimeters, and 25 millimeters is 30% of 85 millimeters. So if you put 25 over 85, you basically get 30%. Approximately, it's actually 25.5 millimeters, but let's call it 25. So yeah, so I got that. So now I'm actually done setting the preload, and I should be good. One of the things that helped is as far as how much to turn my my upper ring here. That's the adjustment ring. This bottom ring is the lock ring. So I took a Sharpie and I marked. I picked the spot for both of them, and I marked it. So basically, I chose all the way back. So let's call that all the way back to 6 o'clock. So I did that on both sides, right? You can see the Sharpie mark. So when I turned it, I knew exactly which position it was in. Otherwise, you might lose your position, and it could be off a millimeter or two, whatever. And basically one side will have more preload than the other side, and that's uneven on the shock, on the springs. So basically, it causes kind of slightly uneven wear on the springs and the shock. So you want to have those as even, as uniform as possible. So I did that. So everything's good. Now all I need to do is just lock up my lock ring here, and I have some tools for that. So I have let's see here. I have a Olin's. I forgot what the name of this wrench was called. Was it called a spanner wrench? Oh, anyways, I can't remember the name of this wrench, this type of wrench. But anyways, I have an Ohlins one and I have a Hagon one from previous shocks I have. Actually, I still have this. This is on my, this Ohlins is from my Miata. No, I take that back. It's not from my Miata. This is Ohlins is from one of my previous shock I had. One of the previous Ohlins I had for some previous bike. I had several bikes with Ohlins, so I can't remember which one. But anyways, and Hagon. The Hagon I got from my when I had a W650. So anyway, so use that and basically you lock it against one against the other, right? So let's spin this lock ring tight here. Let's see if I could do this. Let me put my camera here on a tripod. Obviously I can't do this with one hand. Tighten up the tripod there. Let's see, let's bring this up. Let's view up. Oops, right there. So I got my the two rings here. The top ring is the one that adjusts the shock preload, and the bottom ring is the lock ring. So I'm gonna hold one with one, and the other. Oops, wrong direction. Hold one with one, and the other I will tighten with. So one here, one there. I just spin it up against each other. Oops. I just move my top ring. I don't want to move the top ring. I want to keep the top ring in the same spot. So hopefully that holds it right there. Okay, that should be good. And just basically do that on both sides. So I got one side there. Get it on this side as well. Here, I should have my little mark there so I don't lose that place. So my top ring, bottom ring. Oops. Top ring moved there a little bit. Okay, so that's tight. So both of them are tight now. Both of them are tight now. So that should be good. So that's a rear adjustment. Now I need to figure out the front adjustment. This one, you know, it doesn't have an adjustment on here, so I haven't looked inside the. The fork yet. See what they have. Usually, with these type of forks, there's a spring, and somewhere in there's a spacer. So usually, if your preload is, let's say for example, the preload on here is too much preload, that means the spacer is a little bit too long for my weight. So I just had to make a shorter spacer. And you could just use a PVC pipe, you know, water irrigation pipe, you know, the white pipe that you get at Home Depot, at the hardware store. And this one you're probably using I'm guessing probably a 1-inch pipe will probably fit in here, I think. So just eyeballing the outside diameter. I think the outside diameter here is 40 millimeters or 41 millimeters. So the inside is, you know, it should be able to fit. The inside should be able to fit a 1-inch pipe. A 1-inch pipe inside is actually 1 inch, so the outside is actually more than 1 inch. The outside is probably 1 1/8, maybe a little bit bigger than 1 1/8, maybe 1 1/4. So I think it fits a 1-inch pipe. If not, you have to put a 3/4 inch pipe. But anyways, you know, you cut that to length, and so you could get the proper preload. But again, I'm not sure what the internal is in here. So I had to, you know, look at the parts microfinch and see what's inside both sides, because lots of times both sides are the same, and lots of times both sides are different. So I think on this one, both sides are the same. So I'm about to do some research on that and see what it is. Then I could adjust the preload on here. So I'll do that on a separate video. So for the time being, yeah, that's about it, I think. Let's see what else. Yeah, that's it. So thanks for watching. More stuff to do on this bike. I'm trying to get it back to as stock as possible, because the guy that had it before me, you know, he changed the handlebars and he changed the grips. And he didn't have the old grips, So I actually had to order some old grips, and he didn't have the weights either, the foreign weights. All these different things he took off, but he did have the old handlebar, so that was good. So so slowly getting it back to how it was originally. That's how I prefer things. The only time I like to change things is suspension, because you have to get it to your weight, your body weight. That's the most important thing, to match your body weight. Then after that, then you get the proper dampening. On this one, I'm probably not going to do anything with the dampeners. I'm just going to leave it as stock. This is a cruising bike, not a sports bike, so there's no need to do that. But anyways, yeah. So stay tuned for more progress on the Moto Guzzi. Thanks for watching.